Right now, today, a Canadian senior can walk into a dentist's office, sit down in the chair, get a cleaning, get a filling, get a root canal, and even walk out with a brand new full set of dentures and pay nothing, not a discount, not a reduced bill, nothing. And here's the part that should genuinely bother you. Hundreds of thousands of seniors who already qualify for this have never signed up. Some are paying out of pocket for dental work they could be getting for free. Others, and this is the one that really gets me, are simply going without, skipping the dentist, living with pain or with teeth they're embarrassed by because they saxado so they servedikur acido so with so witty kai I reshini di self kamaishna eyes convin. Asno convinced themselves they can't afford it. They can. They just don't know it yet. There's also a renewal trap hiding inside this program that quietly catches people out every single year, and I'm going to make sure you're not one of them. So stick around, because by the time this video ends, you'll know exactly what's covered, exactly who qualifies, the one honest catch nobody likes to mention, and the precise steps to claim it starting today. Before we get into it, this channel exists to take confusing government programs, the pensions, the credits, the benefits buried in fine print, and translate them into plain English and real dollar amounts. Not sales pitches, not opinions, just the money and support that's already sitting there with your name on it. And this one, the dental plan, might be the single biggest and most underused benefit available to Canadian seniors right now. So let's start with the basics, because you may have heard whispers about this program without realizing it now fully applies to you. It's called the Canadian Dental Care Plan, the CDCP. It rolled out gradually over the past couple of years, starting with the oldest seniors first. But here's the key update. As of 2026, it is fully open to every senior age 65 and over who's eligible. This isn't a pilot program anymore. It isn't a wait list. It is live, it is running, and it is currently paying for dental care for millions of Canadians as we speak. Why does this matter so much specifically for seniors? Because dental care in this country is brutally expensive, and it's usually one of the first things people cut when money gets tight. A basic cleaning and checkup can run a couple $100s. A filling costs more. A root canal can easily pass $1,000. And a full set of dentures, you could be looking at several $1,000s. For a senior living on a fixed income, that's not just a bill. It's simply impossible, so they skip it. And skipping dental care doesn't only hurt your mouth. It affects how you eat, your overall health, your confidence, your entire quality of life. This program exists to put an end to that. And considering you've likely paid into this system through a lifetime of taxes, it only makes sense to actually use what you've earned. Now let's talk about the part that genuinely surprises people. What's actually covered. Because this isn't some stripped down plan that only pays for a quick look in your mouth. The CDCP covers your diagnostic work, your gas or dates, and your exams and x-rays. It covers preventive care, cleanings, scaling, fluoride treatments. It covers restorative work, fillings and crowns. It covers root canals. It covers oral surgery, including extractions. And here's the one that matters most to a huge number of seniors. It covers prosthodontics, the dental term for dentures, both complete sets and partials. Think about that for a second. The exact procedures a senior is most likely to need, and most likely to be dreading the cost of extractions, dentures, root canals, are precisely what this plan was built to pay for. We're talking about potentially thousands upon thousands of dollars in dental work. Covered. Let me put a face on this, because a list of covered treatments is one thing, but a real person makes it click. Picture a woman we'll call Margaret. She's 68, lives alone, and her income comes from OAS and a modest amount of GIS. Call it under $20,000 a year. For 2 years, she's been living with a lower denture plate that no longer fits properly, along with a couple of teeth that need to come out. She's been wincing through meals and avoiding photos because of it. At one point, she got a quote, over $3,000 for the extractions and a new set of dentures. She folded up that piece of paper and put it in a drawer, because to Margaret, $3,000 might as well have been $300,000. Here's what Margaret didn't realize. Her income is well under the $70,000 threshold. She has no workplace or pension dental coverage, and she files her taxes every year, which means under this plan, her $3,000 quote becomes $0. The extractions, the new dentures, the follow-up adjustments, all covered. She spent 2 years suffering right next to a solution that would have cost her nothing, simply because nobody ever sat her down and told her it existed. Don't be the version of Margaret with the paper in the drawer. Be the version who picks up the phone. So now the question that actually matters to you, do you qualify? There are 3 gates you need to pass through, and I want to walk you through each one carefully, because this is exactly where people wrongly talk themselves out of free care. Gate 1, your income. To qualify, your adjusted family net income needs to be under $90,000 a year. Notice how high that ceiling actually is. This program was designed to include the vast majority of ordinary seniors, not just the very lowest earners. And the cost works on a sliding scale from there. If your adjusted family net income is under $70,000, the plan covers 100% of the cost. Your share is 0. If you fall between $70,000 and $80,000, you're responsible for up to 40%, and the plan covers the rest. Between $80,000 and $90,000, your share rises to up to 60%, but the plan still covers a meaningful portion. For the great majority of seniors watching this, the ones under that $70,000 line, we are talking about genuinely 0 cost. That's also statistically the exact group most likely to be avoiding the dentist altogether, and it's the group that pays the least, nothing. Now let's clear up a phrase that trips a lot of people up. Adjusted family net income, because the confusion around this single term costs people real money. The key word is family. If you're single, it's essentially your net income straight from your tax return. But if you have a spouse or common law partner, it's both of your incomes combined, with a couple of standard adjustments. So a married couple compares their joint number against that $90,000 line, not each person's income separately. Now some of you just heard combined income and immediately assumed you're over the limit. Don't do that. Don't count yourself out before you've actually checked. A huge number of senior couples living on 2 modest pensions come in comfortably under that threshold once they actually add it up. The only way to know for certain is to check your real number, the net income figure from your notice of assessment, against these thresholds. I've watched far too many people talk themselves out of thousands of dollars in free dental care because of a number they assumed, but never actually looked up. Gate 2, and this is the one that trips up more people than any other, listen closely. You cannot currently have access to private dental insurance. That means if you have dental coverage through an employer, a spouse's employer, or a pension plan, you're not eligible for the CDCP because you already have access to coverage elsewhere. Here's the nuance that catches seniors specifically. Some of you retired and had the option of dental coverage through a former employer's pension plan and chose not to take it or gave it up. There's an important detail buried in there. If you permanently opted out of that pension dental coverage before a specific cutoff date and you genuinely cannot get back into it, you may still qualify. So don't assume that once having had workplace dental automatically locks you out forever. The real question is whether you have access to it right now. If you don't, if you're a senior with no private or pension dental plan currently available to you, and salver no you Gate 3 is the simplest one, but it's the one that silently costs people everything. You have to have filed your tax return for the previous year. That return is how the system confirms which side of those income lines you fall on. If you haven't filed, even because your income was so low you assumed you didn't need to, the system has no way to verify you, and you'll be shut out of this program, along with a whole stack of other benefits. I say this in nearly every video I make, because it's the single most expensive mistake I consistently see seniors make. File your return every single year, even if your income is 0, even if you owe nothing. That one piece of paper is the key that unlocks the door. And I want to underline something about that tax return, because its importance goes far beyond just this dental plan. That one filed return is essentially the master key to almost everything. It confirms your eligibility for this dental coverage, but it also keeps your GIS flowing, triggers your GST and grocery rebates, and sets your income level for a dozen other programs. File it on time, and the whole stack quietly unlocks. Miss it, and the government systems don't just skip your dental coverage, they can cut off everything else too. If you take away nothing else from this video, take that file every year, no matter how small your income is. It may be the single highest value hour a low-income senior can spend, and it costs you almost nothing. Now, I promised you the honest catch because I'm never going to oversell a benefit to you. That's not what this channel is about. Here it is. The plan pays according to its own fee guide, a set of prices the government has agreed to with participating dentists. On average, across the crossing tree, the plan reimburses about $86 for every $100 of treatment under that fee guide. Most participating dentists accept those rates, and for a senior under the $70,000 threshold, that means you pay nothing at all. But some dentists may charge a little above what the plan pays, which could leave you with a small difference to cover. So here's a rule worth writing down. Before any work is done, ask your dental office two plain questions. Do you accept the Canadian Dental Care Plan? And will there be any charge to me? A good dental office will tell you straight up front. Ask those two questions, and you'll never be caught off guard by a surprise bill. For the overwhelming majority of low-income seniors, this remains free or very nearly free dental care. I just want you walking in with your eyes wide open, not a fairy tale, the real picture. Before we move on, I want to talk about why this matters beyond just the dollars, because I think it's the piece that actually motivates people to act. We tend to treat teeth like they're separate from the rest of the body, a bit of a luxury, almost cosmetic. They're not. Poor oral health in older age is tied to serious documented problems. It makes proper nutrition harder. It's linked to heart issues and poorly controlled diabetes, and an untreated infection in your mouth is an infection in your body. When a senior stops going to the dentist because of cost, a small filling that gets ignored can quietly become an abscess, then an extraction, then a genuine health crisis. So this plan isn't really about a nicer smile, though you'll certainly get that too. It's about your health, your ability to eat properly, and your dignity. That's exactly why it's frustrating to see how many people who qualify simply haven't signed on. And the reasons are almost always the same three. They never heard that it applied to them. They assumed something this good couldn't possibly be real, or they took one look at a government form and gave up. I'm asking you to push past all three, because on the other side of a little bit of effort is care you may have gone without for years. Let's also be completely straight about what this plan does not do, so you have the full picture. It's focused on the core dental care that keeps your mouth healthy and functioning. Cleanings, fillings, extractions, dentures, root canals. It is not designed to cover purely cosmetic procedures like whitening. And some of the larger, more complex or specialist procedures require a pre-approval step, where your dentist submits a plan and gets a decision before moving ahead. That's not a rejection, it's simply a check first. So if you're considering something major, the move is simple. Have your dental office submit it for pre-authorization and get the answer in writing before any work begins. Never assume, never guess. Get the answer up front. That single habit protects you from every unpleasant surprise. Let me spend a moment specifically on dentures, since I know a lot of you are watching for exactly this. Yes, the plan covers both complete and partial dentures. There are some sensible limits built in. A complete set, for example, is covered once every so many years, not annually, and partials follow their own schedule. For partial dentures and replacements, your dentist typically needs to get pre-approval first. That's completely normal, and your dental office handles that paperwork, and not you. If you've been living with missing teeth or with old dentures that no longer fit because a new set always felt financially out of reach, this program was built precisely for that situation. Now, here's the trap that catches thousands of people every single year, because it's avoidable, and it's genuinely unfair when it happens. This coverage is not permanent, and it does not renew automatically year to year. You have to renew it annually. The reason is simple. The government rechecks your income and your insurance status each year to confirm you still qualify. Coverage runs on a yearly cycle, with a specific renewal window attached to it. And here's the sting. If you miss that renewal window, your coverage can lapse. Any dental work you receive during that gap is not covered, and it will not be reimbursed after the fact. So, this is not a sign up once and forget it kind of benefit. Put your renewal date somewhere you'll actually see it. A calendar, a fridge magnet, wherever works. Every year, you renew, you reconfirm, and you keep the coverage alive. If you've already fallen out of it or missed a renewal window, you can still submit a fresh application for the current year. Just know there may be a temporary gap until it's approved. So the sooner you act, the better. Don't sit on this one. So how do you actually get it? It's simpler than most people expect. You can apply through your MyService Canada account online, the same account many of you already use for OAS and pension information. If you're not comfortable applying online, you can call Service Canada directly at 1-833-537-4342. That's the dedicated dental line. Or you can visit a Service Canada office in person, where a real human being will walk you through it. When you apply, you'll need your social insurance number, and you'll need to have already filed the tax return we talked about earlier. Once approved, you're enrolled in the plan, which is administered by Sun Life, and you'll receive information about your coverage, including exactly when it starts. From there, you simply visit a participating dentist. They'll confirm your coverage before treating you, and they bill the plan directly. There are no claim forms for you to fill out, and no paying up front and chasing a refund later. The dental office handles the billing directly with the plan. Your job is simply to show up and get the care you need. One more thing worth knowing, what to expect right after you apply, because uncertainty is what makes people put this off. It isn't instant. Once you apply, it takes some time for your details to be verified and your eligibility confirmed. Once approved, you'll be enrolled and sent your coverage information, including your official start date. That start date matters. Don't book expensive treatment before your coverage is actually active, or it won't be covered. So the order is, apply first, wait for your confirmation and start date, then book your dentist appointment. When you go in, bring your coverage details and let the office confirm you with the plan before any treatment begins. It only takes them a minute. After that, it's genuinely one of the easiest processes out there. You get your teeth cared for, and the bill goes to the plan, not to you. The hardest part of this entire program is the 5 minutes it takes to apply. Now, a word of caution. Because anytime there's a valuable government benefit for seniors, scammers start circling, and I don't want you to be the one they catch. You'll likely see texts, emails, maybe even phone calls claiming things like, click here to activate your free dental benefit, or confirm your banking details to unlock your dental coverage. Every single one of those is a scam. Service Canada will not text you a sign-up link, and they will not call or email demanding your banking information or social insurance number out of nowhere. Apply only through official channels. Kitazn your MyXkier or iKidraus, your My Service Canada account. The phone number provided in this video, or in person. Nobody legitimate needs you to hand over sensitive details to a stranger to unlock anything. If you're ever unsure, don't click, and don't call a number from a suspicious message. Go directly to the official Service Canada website or phone line yourself. Guard your information. To a scammer, it's worth more than any dental bill ever could be. So, let's bring this all together, because I want it to actually stick, and I want you to act on it. There is a national dental program open right now to every eligible senior age 65 and over that will pay for your cleanings, fillings, root canals, extractions, and dentures. If your adjusted family net income is under $70,000, your cost is zero. To qualify, you need 3 things. Your train's income under $90,000, no access to private or pension dental insurance, and a filed tax return. The one honest catch is that it pays according to a fee guide, so ask your dentist those 2 questions. Do you accept the plan, and will there be any charge to me before any work begins? And remember, you must renew every single year, or your coverage will lapse. You can apply through My Service Canada by calling 1-833-537-4342 or in person. Do those things, and you could be turning thousands of dollars of dental care into little or nothing at all. So, here's my ask for this week, and it's a small one. If you're a senior and you haven't enrolled yet, go check your eligibility online or over the phone this week, before it slides down the list of things you meant to get to. And if you know a senior who's been avoiding the dentist because of money, a parent, a neighbor, a friend from church, send them this video. It might be exactly what finally gets them the care they've been going without. And if this helped you, do me one small favor in return. Subscribe. Every week, this channel breaks down exactly these kinds of benefits and changes where I see the money and the deadlines that affect Canadian seniors that differ in plain English before they slip past you. The people who watch these videos are the ones who never get left behind. Go and claim what's yours. I'll see you in the next one.